Hi, everyone. My name is Matt Haynes. I'm an audiobook narrator and a teacher of narration.
And I'm Trenton Bennett, and I too am an audiobook narrator.
Everybody, we do narration tips, and these can cover all sorts of topics and appeal to all sorts of skill levels and people with all sorts of familiarity with narration, including those who are new to it. This topic is all about this week the power of just some practical cleaning. Trenton, what were we talking about just before that I said, this would be a great video?
Well, we were making the rounds, and I was having a little bit of difficulty coming up with something else to add to my accountability simply because I don't know how big it's going to be to work on my taxes. So I said, well, I have some other thing, which is I really need to clean my studio, but I don't think that counts.
And I said, no, it does count. It should count. In fact, it's huge to do that. Why? Maybe we can analyze the why in just a bit, but I will cite a couple of examples. And forgive me, this is very masculine and sort of machismo based. But hey, if that's what connects, then that's what connects, at least for me. Um, so uh, Take Pulp Fiction, Tarantino's movie. Two thugs have a passenger in the back seat, now without a head because a gun went off. The inside of the car looks like spaghetti after a microwave blow up. And they have to pull over to somebody's garage, and they have 20 minutes to get the whole thing fixed. They send for the wolf, who fixes and solves problems. Now, this is a bit of a spoof on Harvey Keitel's other role, which in an American remake of La Femme Nikita, the cleaner, who makes problems disappear and has like this high tech, acid to dissolve bodies and all this other really sort of icky stuff. Well, in Pulp Fiction, the wolf, who even has like sort of a James Bond look to him, takes a look, does some assessing, and gives them some advice, not advice, but gives them a workflow, as it were, that is somewhat underwhelming from a yeah, we're gonna fix this. Ooh. He says, spray the windows, clean those, do a basic spray of the interior and upholstery, get the big chunks scooped up, and then lay over that some blankets that are thick and that have lots and lots of patterns on them. And then let's drive the car over to the impounding, get it impounded. Done. Oh, okay. So, yeah, basically cleaning something with almost like getting ready for a guest, which in some ways they are, um, with just some very basic priorities, right?
And for
And
those of you who haven't seen, the way all of this is presented is laughable, and that's why I'm laughing, even though it is kind of also cringy. But
right. Well,
please go
it's
on.
it's that juxtaposition, right? Of
Yeah.
of of oh my God, this is how are we going to get out of this? There's got to be some really complicated way to, and it's like, no, spray, wipe, scoop, cover. Oh, now the other example that I'll give is from The Aviator, Martin Scorsese's biopic. Is that how you say it, or is it biopic? Biopic, right?
Biopic.
Yeah. Okay.
Bio for biography.
Yeah, I heard a narrator one time saying biopic. I was like, huh? But anyway, a biopic of Howard Hughes. And this is the climax of the movie, or approaching the climax of the movie, where Howard is going to a hearing about the ethics of his practices with using the government's money to build airplanes that never flew. So Howard Hughes is in the depths of his obsessive compulsive breakdown. Bearded, burned, naked, like 100 bottles of his own urine, like, just lining the walls. Um, and then upcoming is going to be this televised hearing that he's going to be in front of. Catastrophe, right? His ex-girlfriend gets called in, and she comes to see him in his house, which looks something like a stage play by Richard Foreman. It's got all these zigzag bits of yarn, and he's like, "That's the germ-free zone. This is the this. This is that. This is the that." Um, and she says, "I think I can handle it." She goes up to him later in the movie. We see him initially uncomfortable in front of those cameras, those lights, the crowd, and the hearing committee. But then later, he starts to get his groove on. He's cleaned up and everything, and he actually is able to turn the tables on them and used all their weapons against them. And actually, in real life, he not only did that, but he actually got on the committee, took the person who was his prime accuser, put him in the accused area, and started grilling him. Okay, so what was the major thing that his girlfriend did? Did she hypnotize him? Did they come up with like a plan? Did they design this? Did they take him to therapy? No. She got him over to the sink, washed and brushed his scraggly hair, and shaved his beard, but not his mustache. And during that, he was like, "Are you sure that this water's clean?" She's like, "Nothing's clean, Howard, but we do the best we can, don't we?" And that was what started everything. Let's now analyze. We've got, very complicated narration tasks to do. We've got very complicated careers to manage. It gets overwhelming really fast, especially when it feels like the groove has just gone off out of control. We don't know where to begin, and it feels like, okay, got to rethink this whole thing. Why would a simple act of cleaning or a simple act of prioritizing something very tangible, why would that hold so much leverage? Why do you think, Trenton?
Well, we talked a while ago about how sometimes stepping away from the problem will let you get outside of it and you can reorganize your thoughts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think it puts a mindset of reset. It's a physical and tangible psychological reset. That's what I'm getting. And suddenly the mindset is changed from I am out of control. I need to rearrange everything and attack this way. When in fact, sometimes all we need is to rearrange something within our control and see that the rest of the world is not changing, but that our identity changes. And as soon as the identity changes to I am that which can simplify and be proactive and orderly, then I think everything else begins to fold exponentially. That's what I'm finding.
It kind of makes sense in this term of taxes because for me, taxes is closing the door on all of the other stuff that I'm leaving behind as I start that new business plan for 2023. And at the same time, if I'm cleaning everything out, then as we mentioned in a previous video, I like to make it where I can just walk in and go. But at least now I know I feel like I've got a fresh start because I'm not still wondering about all the stuff that I've got to put on the books and fill out the forms and get all that sent to the accountant and get all of that handled. I get
Yeah.
all of that out of the way and I don't have to have it hanging over my head. And if it takes a lot of time or a little either way, I know that however long it takes, I will have time this week to at least be able to clean the studio. It's
Yes.
not a major undertaking. It could seem like one, but it really doesn't have to be. And every time I get into it, it's not that hard to do because of the way I've built this space.
Yeah. So scoop up, spray, and cover.
All right. Well, this is a quilt that was made by a relative of mine, and it's the rob Peter to pay Paul pattern. So I'll just throw that on top of everything after I've scooped everything up.
Yes, yes, good, good. I think so.
You
Just
bet.
make sure that whatever seeps through is within an appropriate pattern, so it looks like it's deliberately part of it.
There's red
Um,
on there, but maybe I need a busier pattern. Yeah.
I think
I'll
I
look
think
for
they should
paisley.
sell. I think they should sell Paisley. Yeah, that's good. I was gonna say Jackson Pollock quilts or something like that. That'd be something. That'd be like Where's Waldo? Try to find the blood stain in the Jackson Pollock. Shoot, shush, 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 Matt. Let's talk on pleasant things. Thank you, everybody. I'm Matt Haynes,
And I'm Trenton Bennett.
and as your narrators and teachers of narration, I hope that our voices and your ears meet again real soon.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Matt.
And stop record. Did I use that example last week of the aviator?
We talked about it, but I thought we might have talked about it at dinner time.